Oh, well, there we go. No beginning video. So we'll try again. What's up, everybody?
Oh, we're live?
There we go. Look at us. Just look at us.
I don't know why it does that. It buffers because I'm watching it go live on freaking Twitter, and it was buffering.
Well, how you doing? Happy, is it Monday?
It's Monday.
Holy crap. Yeah, today it was like woke up early, had to go to a meeting, walk outside. All of the roads are closed because it's a holiday here. And on holidays and Sundays, they close the roads so that cyclists can ride their bicycles together. Like they got police out there and everything to make sure that cars don't drive in the cyclist lanes. They like shut down half of the roads.
That's like a holiday thing?
Yeah, a holiday thing and Sundays. So like, like me and my wife like look outside. We're like, "Oh, it's weird. It looks pretty quiet out there." And then we get in the car, like in a Uber to get to where we're going, and then it's just like the guy's like, "I don't even know where to go. This road's closed. This road's closed. This road's closed. I'm gonna just..." And then he rides into this lane with like bikers, and then the cop comes out of nowhere, and he's like, "Hey, you can't drive here." And I was like, "Man, is this a regular thing?" He's like, "Yeah, on Sundays, but I forgot today was a holiday too." And I was like, "Well, I guess we learned together."
I can't help but look up here at the freaking thing, and we're still buffering on freaking on Twitter for some reason. Oh, of course, now it stops. The moment I put it live, it stopped buffering.
Interesting. Well, you know what? I go to my page right now, and I don't see the stream.
Because I only stream to YouTube.
Sense.
Huh?
That makes sense. Well, then I should definitely retweet it.
You should be signed up for the auto retweet in our Discord.
Yeah, but there's that whole thing. Oh, I did apparently. I did. So great. We did it. We're here. Here we are, guys. Happy Monday. Getting started. Getting into it today. So what's been going on, Desert? How you feeling? You feeling any better?
I am feeling a little better. It's not a constant pain now. Now it's if I move it the wrong way, kind of pain.
Yeah.
I woke up to 29-degree weather this morning.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it went from hot to cold AF like overnight.
What was it like yesterday? Was it like 60s, 50s?
Oh yeah. No, like the past week, it's been steadily dropping from like 90 to freaking. I think today was like a high of 49. Tomorrow's going to be like a high of 50, I think.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you excited about the election?
Yep. Definitely excited. I don't know, man. He might not win though.
Well, see, you say that now, but it's funny because that was what I was thinking when we came into this stream, and like when I got on the computer and stuff. Everything I was looking at, it was like all signs showing Camilla's gonna win, and I was like, that's so interesting because that's not how I would have felt like 2-3 weeks ago.
It's not how I would have felt freaking last week. You know
what I mean?
I don't know. I don't trust the Democrats. They're doing all kinds of shady stuff already. You know what I mean? California, you can't even show an ID to vote in California. It's illegal for them to ask you for an ID to vote.
That's pretty crazy to me.
It's literally illegal. Newsom signed the bill to make it illegal to ask for an ID to vote in California.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. So like I understand some of the narrative against voter ID in the sense that like, you know, that they say that it's like difficult for certain people in certain like levels of society to get an ID. But
how is it difficult?
It's difficult, like geographically, it costs money. Some people have difficulty with that, but like
you literally have to have an ID to do anything in life.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying that like I was gonna say I don't think that it's that crazy because you have to get a driver's license, and if you want to buy cigarettes, you have to get an ID. And like even if you don't have a driver's license, there are people that can go get an ID from the clerks or like from your local place that you go, right? Either the police department or the courthouse, and they give you something. So like I mean, I think that is I understand the aversion, but I don't think that it makes sense when it comes to voting.
No.
But I mean, like you get carded to buy alcohol. You should get
carded to do anything in life. Yeah. You can't get a job without an ID.
Yeah.
You can't get food stamps without an ID.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I just think it's, you know, I think it's wild. I do want to give a shout out to it's Daniel Friedman so he made a comment about Vermin Supreme. You know Vermin Supreme? Are you familiar? Mm-hmm. So Vermin Supreme is a guy that's running for president, and he's run for president for like a long time. And he has just like a super, like he's literally a troll. He's like actually a troll, like on all of the political candidates. But his platform is actually that he believes in mandates for dental hygiene. And then like wants to put a whole lot of money into time travel development. And so like it's just like a whole bunch of like he's actually like kind of wacky, but it's like so funny. Right. So Daniel Friedberg was like, you know, I voted for Vermin Supreme, like did you? And then I was like, damn, like I wish that I did. He's like, don't worry, when he wins we can go back and then you can vote for him. It's like, you're right, because of time travel, right? What's up, Jaleesa? How we doing, Jaleesa?
Voting for anybody other than one of the two major parties is a waste of a vote, in my opinion.
But see, it's only that way if everybody doesn't do it.
Right, but it's not going to change. It won't change. How long has the Libertarian Party been around? How long have independents been around? You know what I mean? All in independent. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. It sucks. I hate a two-party system, but that is the hand we've been dealt. And that's what we have to deal with. You know what I mean? So you have to pick your poison. And then your poison is either left or right, you know?
See, but here's my thing about that is I believe that both parties, right, left or right, that you have two inevitable outcomes. And I've said this before. I think the inevitable outcomes are communism and socialism. And I think that most societies will end up inevitably in one of those directions. And the only difference between the two is that socialism is like decided upon by the populace, like slowly. So everybody like kind of like, they're like, okay, you know, yeah, we need to do this for everybody. That's great. We need to do this for everybody. That's great. And then all of a sudden we're in a socialistic society and it's kind of dystopian. It sucks. But then communism is like, you have, it's forced upon a group of people by an authoritarian regime eventually. So I feel like that the left is eventually socialism, the right is eventually communism, eventually. Not necessarily now, but I think that either direction, either liberal or conservative, will eventually end up in those.
How do you equate conservatism to communism? The left are literally communists. Literally.
See,
as in Karl Marx, as in, you know, Mao, as in the super left praised these people and tried to say the only reason is you've never tried it right. They haven't done communism right. That's why it never worked. Yeah, like like we haven't fucking had millennia to try your freaking thing.
I wouldn't have seen them as like the Communist Party. I would have seen them as the Socialist Party. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Because like all of the social, like, you know what I mean, movements, all of the like trying to spend money on all these things and extra people that, like, you know what I mean, that maybe mathematically doesn't make sense sometimes, or is a little bit too all encompassing.
That's communism. Yeah, I don't. So socialism and communism are pretty much the same thing, except for like socialism. So communism is like everything is owned by the state for the state. The state is put first. Socialism is like everybody works together and everybody owns everything type thing. But neither one of them describe the Republican Party. That's capitalism. You know, Republicans are capitalism. You know what I mean? Make money. You know. So yeah, neither one of them. You could call the left socialist, or I mean, they're used to, in Nazi Germany, there literally was a democratic socialist party and a communist party, and the NS. Whatever, national something Abridas Party or National Socialist Abridas Party, some shit like that. But yeah, no.
Well, let me show you this guy. I just want you to get a look at him. I just had it. Let's see. I'm gonna play a GIF here for you. This is Vermin Supreme, so maybe you've seen him before. Let's see. It's this guy. Wears a boot on his head.
That's Gandalf.
This guy. Vermin Supreme for president. Yeah, man. He's a character. He's a character. But I mean, like, you know, I think he's got
Go back to that last picture. Did you see that last picture? Everybody in the crowd had a DeSantis 2024 sign.
Yeah. That's funny.
See?
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
So is he at a DeSantis rally or what?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I mean, it just comes down to it, bro. It's left or right. I mean, unfortunately, that's the only choices we have. You know, it'd be nice if we had more choices, but we don't, and it'll never change.
This was a sign. Toothbrushing mandates. Yeah. Anyways, let's get into Market Watch. Let's see what's going on in the crypto market.
All right. Before we get into Market Watch, we need to reset the room. We need everybody to like, subscribe, share this with a friend. We only got 21 people in here. Past couple nights have been really, really low.
I think everybody's just burnt out. The price is going down. Our future is getting determined. Will we get a bull run?
Yes.
We don't know until after tomorrow.
We're still getting a bull run.
But is it going to be a baby bull run, or is it going to be like a big daddy bull run right before the global recession that lasts for at least several years?
I have an article about that.
I'm glad you do, because that's what I've been telling everybody is like, we will get a pump, but you better take profits, because then everybody in the world is going to be very poor and in a rough place for like a good period of time. You can only hold up a fake market for so long.
Well, we should get a rate cut on Wednesday, I think.
On this Wednesday?
I think the FOMC is this Wednesday, right? Or next Wednesday.
If it's this Wednesday.
I think it's this Wednesday.
That's pretty dope.
I think it's the day after the election.
That's interesting because do you think that we're pricing that in now?
There's it's like a 99% chance we're getting a rate cut. Pricing it in now? No, the whole market is dumping now because they don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yes, but do you think that could be in that too, or do you think? Because I mean, I don't see. You know what I mean? Like dumping through tomorrow, election getting determined, and then us dumping immediately after because of the rate cut.
I don't think there's been a lot of hype on the pending rate cut because of the election. Because, like, I think yesterday or today is the first time I even seen any statistics on what they believe we're going to get. You know what I mean? It's like a 99% chance of a 25% cut or 25 bip cut on the next FOMC. So, I don't know. But everybody, do us a favor, like, subscribe, share this with a friend. If you're on Twitter, tag some DGens, repost, do all that good stuff. Hit that notification bell. We come to you live Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. PST. And we will always be here. And we should not miss any days this week. We will probably do a short one tomorrow night, just because it's election night, you know. But I'm feeling better, you know what I mean? As long as I sit in the right position, nothing hurts. So I can actually think. You guys noticed I was actually more active in Discord this weekend, getting stuff set up and everything like that, because I actually had time to concentrate on stuff. So,
but let's get into Market. Because I'm married.
Yeah.
And with my wife right now, which I hadn't been with her for several months. So it's been a good time.
So market's down 2.6% today, coming in at 2.366 trillion. Volume coming in at 108 billion. Bitcoin dominance at 56.8. ETH at 12.3. And 5.525 Gwei to send an ETH transaction. So we got Bitcoin at 67,947, down 1.4%. We got Ethereum at 2410, down 2.2. BNB at 554, down 0.9. Solana 158.71, down 2.5. XRP at 50.53, down 0.1. Dogecoin with the pump coming in at 1627, up 7.1. Tron at 1625, down 1.5. Toncoin at 470, down 3.3. And Cardano at 3291, down 1.3. So everything is dumping. This is what we said on Wednesday or on Friday, though, that we expect the market to go sideways or down leading into the election. And then post-election, I mean, we'll probably see a pump. Dogecoin, biggest gainer on the day, up 7.1. Then you got Monero. Maybe people are getting a little freaked out about the election. They want some privacy cash. So Monero's up 2.8. Shiba's up 2.6. Algo 0.4. And then nothing. Wow. Nothing. Biggest losers. Rune down 14.7. Popcat down 10%. Phantom down 7.5. Arweave down 5.8. Celestia down 5.4. Helium down 5.2. Dogwood Fat down 5.1. Mantra down 5.1. And it keeps going. So somebody in Discord today, I don't know why my phone keeps going off. Let me mute this. Oh. And it keeps going.
Well, that would be why.
Huh?
That would be why.
Yeah, I accidentally hit the notification. All right, sounds off on that. So somebody in Discord today asked, should I start picking up coins? Or, well, I had posted that, here, let me take this down. I don't want to show exactly who it was. It's in case they don't want to.
That's funny because I was about to say it.
Yeah. No, in case they don't want the discussion on live TV. But I posted in our Discord this morning. The pre-election sell-off continues. Now's a good time to deploy some of that dry powder. And then the person responded, yes, but I'm worried if Trump loses, market will tank big time, right? May want to wait to buy. Okay. So my response to that was essentially, yes,
No.
the market could go down lower. You know what I mean? It could go down lower. But you're never going to get the bottom. You're never going to get the top. That's why days like today is when you deploy that dry powder you have sitting on the side. And that doesn't mean YOLO your entire stack into some random coin just because it's down 10%. No, that means, take half your stack, buy into some high conviction plays, wait a couple days, see what the market does. If it goes down further, you still got some money to buy in a little more. But if it goes up, at least you bought yourself a little piece of the pie. So it's like there's different ways to DCA. On this channel, we've been DCAing every Friday, $100 every Friday into the portfolio. And as a matter of fact, my bad, we did not go over it last Friday, but we put 25 in AVAX, 25 in the graph, 25 in Arrow, and 25 in, I can't remember. Here, I'll tell you guys exactly what it was. But the point is there's different strategies when it comes to DCA. You can DCA every time the market dumps. You just throw some more money in. Boom. You're hitting the red, buying the red, selling the green. That's the whole name of the game, right? Fetch was the other token we put 25 in. So AVAX, Arrow, FET, in the graph, we added $25 to each one of those to the portfolio. And the overall portfolio has taken a little bit of a hit. So we're at 761 right now.
Yeah, or you could use this strategy and just buy what Crypto King owns.
Yes, there you go. There's another DCA strategy.
We call this the Crypto King strategy.
Yeah.
Or
So
yeah.
and
I
as
was
and as we huh?
I was going to say a quick shout out to Sheldon Hunt. As we've been talking a little bit about Bitcoin OS here lately, I mentioned wanting to speak to them. I asked him if he could maybe hook something up there, and he said, yes, of course. So we might have that conversation, and I'll be really nice to him the whole time. We'll have a really great conversation. It'll be a beautiful interview. And then I'm going to ask him the hard hitting question that Desert once answered, and then watch them squirm.
Right. So going over the market, I mean, I'm not trading.
Oh, you muted yourself. That's what happens, man. You just touch that mic the right spot.
Yeah, for some reason it just does that, right?
It loves
so I'm not doing any trading right now. I was in a trade earlier today. I posted it in our trade channel, which I am in the process of creating a category in our Discord, and it's going to be a trading group category. It is going to be role gated, so you're going to have to own a certain number of junkies and a certain number of bosses to get access to it. I'm going to start shooting videos and stuff like that, so I can post them in there, like strategies and like how to set up market cipher. I mean, how to set up trading view, what certain indicators mean, like, you know, what are these white, red, and yellow bands that I'm always talking about, the SMA and the MA? You know what I mean? What is a candlestick, the body and the wicks? What does that mean? You know what I mean? What is the VPVR? You know, stuff like that. I'm gonna start making videos and posting them, and you'll only be able to see them in that category within our Discord, and it will be token gated, and then it'll be, or role gated, I guess is the way to put it. And then it'll also be a free flow of discussion where people can post charts, people can ask questions. Maybe we'll do like a weekly VC in there, you know, something like that, to where we can discuss stuff and just see how it goes. See what we can do, see how we can build it up. And maybe we'll get it to the point where we'll have like a group trading portfolio or something like that. You know what I mean? But it's basically going to be for education and everything like that, which means we will probably start doing less charting on the channel and stick to more like topics, like articles and topics of the day and discussions and stuff like that. We'll still do market update, of course, you know, but instead of spending like the 20 or 30 minutes that I've been spending going over all the charts, that'll most likely get moved into the Discord channel. And then I'll probably bring up Bitcoin, see where Bitcoin's at, you know, maybe see where Cardano's at. And then we'll definitely do the market update as far as going over CoinGecko and stuff like that. So that is going to come. I'm trying to figure out how to create the role that
You muted yourself again. Good thing too. You'd have been putting money in the swear jar.
I just bought this stupid mic, and I'm not touching any freaking buttons. It's got like 5 buttons on it. I'm not touching any. I'm just moving it, and it freaking keeps muting on me for some reason. So I don't get it, but whatever. But yeah, I don't remember where I lost my train of thought. But essentially, that's where we're at. So whatever I set up to this point, that's where we're at. So let's go over some charts real quick. As you can see, we've been bleeding on the daily for Bitcoin, and it's pretty much what we said. We're just going to be bleeding, you know, boom. We got a nice candle right here, right on this vote Trump line. And that's pretty much the whole market. You know, we did have these bearish divs, and they're playing out beautifully. And when we go down the line, it's the same thing. You know, Psy is bleeding out. SWI, bleeding out, Aptos, Popcat, Whiff, Ondo. So there's nothing really to go over. I mean, there's just too much volatility. And then it could get even crazier tomorrow night. Say numbers start reporting tomorrow night and it's favoring Kamala and that. We could see like a mass sell-off, or if it looks like Trump's going to, trounce her, we could see like a huge pump. You never freaking know. And then we got the FOMC this week. It's just a bad week for trading. Bad week for trading. But I think we should go. Let's look at 7-day losers. Okay. So if we look at the 7-day losers, this is probably a better, if you're looking for something to buy into, or you think you've missed the train on some, there's plenty of coins that on the 7-day look. So Dog with Hats down 23%. Brett is down 22%. Phantom's down 22%. Popcat's down 22%. Immutable X. Look at all these. Major fire sale on tokens. So like, you think you missed SWE? Well, guess what? SWE's only sitting at $1.87 right now. You're looking for that meme coin. Well, look, Popcat's down 22%. Dog with Hats down 23%. I think Popcat is the meme coin this cycle, but I could be wrong. Arweave, I know John loves Arweave. He kicks himself for selling when he sold. Well, look, it's down 20% right now. You know what I mean? If you believe in that, decentralized storage play, Arweave's going to probably make a big impact in that sector. WorldCoin wouldn't touch it. BitTensor, a lot of people talk about it. I don't know exactly what it is. It's some kind of AI, friggin' storage, something. I don't know exactly what it is. But yeah, look, Ondo. Ondo's down 14%, sitting at 60 cents, below $1 billion market cap. Is the supply going to go up by 138%? Yes, but not until January. Not until January. So you will see that big pump, coming. Once this election is behind us, the bull run's going to start. That's just all there is to it. Whether it's massive because of Trump or it's subdued because of Kamala, it is going to start. You know what I mean? Look, Avalanche down 13%. There's a bunch of things you could be buying right now, so that's really all I got for market update. There's nothing to freaking look at.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I got you. Well, then, I've got a few different things. Let's see. So this one cracked me up just because of how we feel specifically about this project. So sorry, anybody that whose bags we hurt. Let's see. Oh my goodness. I have so many tabs open, I just can't find it. It's here. It's here.
Because of how we feel about this project, what project is it?
Oh, it's your favorite. You're probably 75% of your portfolio is in Paxos, right?
Paxos?
Yeah, I know that you get so excited when people talk about Paxos. You're just like, what?
The stable coin?
Yeah, dude.
They're a stable coin maker. Yeah. They're coming out. They're trying to come out with a global stable coin.
Yeah, so I couldn't. Let's see. Actually, I can find.
I got that article pulled up. That's not it. That's a RWA play, though.
No, this is
there
it.
we go.
All right, so
I got that article pulled up too.
Yeah, stablecoin backed by Robinhood, Kraken, Paxos, and other crypto heavies. And the reason that we get excited about this one is because everybody in crypto is invested in Paxos because they believe in it. They see how it moved throughout all these markets, and it's always just like top two movers every market cycle. It's sarcasm there. But anyways, so USDG stablecoin is issued out of Singapore by Paxos and is broadly in line with the monetary authority of Singapore's upcoming stablecoin framework. So basically, it sounds like that they're in the CBDC realm, or the darling for that. But income derived from USDG's reserves will be shared among the initial global dollar network partners. So the seed funders, right, which are Anchorage Digital, Bullish Galaxy Digital, or Bullish and Galaxy Digital, Kraken, Nuvi, Paxos, and Robinhood. So they're basically trying to get in the ring here with Circle, but they're taking over Singapore, it looks like. So a group of heavy hitters in cryptocurrency space are backing a new regulation-focused stablecoin, Global Dollar. See, so they're really going after them, which aims to return yield earned on its reserves assets to participants who help accelerate its adoption. Dubbed the Global Dollar Network, the original partners are Anchorage Digital, all those we just mentioned. The issued out of Singapore. Okay, it's so redundant here in this article. I might have to stop reading it. This is meant to really be a community token. Lies, they're making money on the fees, said Paxos CEO Charles Carlala in an interview. Anyone can join the Global Dollar Network and accrue rewards for activity. We're distributing something like 97% of the tokens. That's a big difference from how other stablecoins have been set up. Oh gosh, sorry. Stablecoins are a big business, which has been dominated by two giants, Tether, the largest stablecoin by a wide margin, and the new biggest, Circle and its USDC. This is what I was saying. They're going to tackle this market. Everybody wants to get in there. PayPal wants to get in there. I'm sure BlackRock already owns enough Circle that they don't care. But unlike the new USDC DG, both Tether and Circle retain all the interest from reserves. There are other yield-sharing stablecoins as well, some interesting protocol-level innovations from the likes of the MO project, which I don't know anything about this. So do your own research. Maybe something to look into, maybe something I will look into during this. But income generated from the reserves, which, like many stablecoins, are U.S. treasuries, will be shared out among participants based on the way that the firms can create connectivity and liquidity. So, yeah, kind of boring, but this is interesting and kind of exciting for Paxos, the fact that they've found a place on the global scale for a nation as far as regulating a digital dollar, right? And that's huge for any blockchain in general. So it could be bullish for Paxos holders.
Well, Paxos has created several stablecoins. They created Binance's USD. I believe they created PayPal's PYUSD. They're kind of like a stablecoin creator or some shit like that. But yeah, I kind of dig it. You know what I mean? It does lead to the risk of what was the article we were reading last week that they're worried about? Oh, it was the Treasury, and they're worried about the fact that these stable coins are all linked to the short-term Treasury bill, and that it could create a money run or a bank run on the Treasury bills, you know, if they have to liquidate and stuff like that. So, I mean, I guess it does. I can see it posing kind of a risk if, like, all of a sudden all these stable coins are backed by short-term U.S. Treasury bills, and then, like, the market tanks and everybody starts, you know, cashing out, or there's a bank run and they're like, we got to sell. You know what I mean? And it could crash the Treasury bill, but I don't know exactly how that would work, but
I definitely think that it is good to have multiple stable coins, because then that risk is diversified as opposed to everybody being dependent on something like UST on Terra Luna or something like that, where it was just like one huge collapse, which is funny because like I had like maybe a couple $100 in that, and I took all of it out like just before that happened, just coincidentally, like for my own reasons. I was like, well, I'm gonna move it over here, and then that tanked, and I was like, woof. But okay, so then I was reading this article because we were talking about what what this company is. But so this is a stable coin issuing system that employs Fireblocks for crypto custody. So that's basically all it is. It's nothing too exciting. It was mentioned in the last one, but look, this also allows stablecoin issuers to incentivize distributors, liquidity providers, and so on programmatically, sharing yield among the ecosystem of users. So this is interesting. It just says institutions that use Fireblocks for crypto key management workflows will work seamlessly with this stablecoin minting and validation software. The protocol aims to fill the gap between existing stablecoin systems where all the yield goes to either the token issuer or the token holders. Well, good. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not even that tired today. This one is kind of huge. We've already been hearing about things like this happening, but this is a UK-based pension. I don't know why they use Scheme. Makes 3% Bitcoin allocation. But, Cartwright reported that an unnamed scheme based in the UK had made a 3% allocation of Bitcoin into its pension fund. Why is it? I don't know what a scheme.
It's got it's got to mean, because I got that same article and I read it earlier and I was wondering the same thing. So it has to mean something different. Not like it has to mean something, because we're both thinking scheme. Well, that's some shady ass.
Come on, Turner Wright.
You know,
Turner Wright. Look at this guy.
Oh,
Turner Wright.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's got to mean something else. Maybe it's some English freaking. Yeah, maybe it's a British thing.
But it had made a 3% allocation to Bitcoin into its pension fund. According to the Cartwrights reported that after a rigorous training and due diligence process, a UK pension scheme had chosen to make Bitcoin allocation, citing its long investment time horizon. I think that's cool. The firm's head of investments implementation, Steve Robinson, said that crypto investment would help reduce reliance on employer contribution, and I think that's awesome. The company did not provide additional details about the nature of the pension scheme or how much would be invested. Cointelegraph reached out to Cartwright for comment, but did not receive a response at the time of publication. Are pensions moving into crypto? Yes, they are. We already know that this is happening, and this is a massive market in general. Fidelity has already been talking about it. We know a lot of these different pension providers in the United States have talked about it, and that is something that they are implementing in the near term, if not already, for some of the high net worth individuals. Again, whenever we read this article, these kinds of articles, and we talk about this stuff, you have to understand that JP Morgan Chase, that has called Bitcoin a scam for years, has offered high net worth individuals Bitcoin custody solutions since 2013, right?
Yep.
So if you have $100 million or more, JP Morgan Chase is going to hold your Bitcoin for you. If you're poor, like the rest of us, you probably weren't one of those that had them custodying your Bitcoin in 2013. But anyways, are pension funds moving into crypto? Yes, a pension and investment firm with 1.5 trillion assets under management announced in October it would consider offering tokenized funds. South Korean pension service reportedly roughly 34 million in exposure to MicroStrategy, which heavily invests in Bitcoin. As of September 30th, the state of Michigan retirement system held roughly 18 million in shares of Bitcoin and Ether ETF products. The UK changed hands after July election, in which Conservatives lost their control to the Labour for the first time in 14 years. Before the UK election, some experts suggested the digital asset regulation would not be high priority for the new government, which only released its proposed budget in November. The Financial Conduct Authority in the UK essentially acts as the country's financial watchdog, filing enforcement actions against crypto firms when needed. So, yeah, I don't know why they added all this here at the end, but basically, we have a lot of giant markets that are already looking at investing large amounts into crypto. And this is massive because that automatically spreads that pie. If Bitcoin is only 21 million and we have these large capital funds putting several, like their 3% is the recommended amount according to some people. So that's the way that they're hedging some of their exposure and some of their risk into diversifying into crypto assets, and I think that's pretty massive. I mean, let me do a quick look. How big is the global pension market?
I would imagine it's got to be pretty massive.
Yeah, it's got to be massive. I mean, we've got to imagine that all of Bitcoin is only 1.3 trillion. I think 2 trillion or 1.3 trillion right now. About.
Yep.
And the whole crypto market's at 2 trillion. Okay, so the global pension market is valued at 55.7 trillion in 2023 and up 11% from the previous year. So, I mean, if we're assuming that, let's see, the global pension fund market is projected to grow to 109.1 trillion by 2032. I mean, you have to imagine that that is a massive pie, right? We're only at 1.3 trillion right now. Now, if we get 3% of that pie, and that's just growth of Bitcoin that is off the market, that nobody is able to sell anymore because they're just holding it, that's great. So this is potentially massive, and I think crypto is not going anywhere anytime soon. So I think that these kinds of stories are us watching history be made. And then that story about, all those memes where it's like, my dad is a one coiner. You know what I mean? He holds a whole Bitcoin, It's like, now I can live like this, All those memes, I think that's what we're all going to be looking at as far as our portfolios in the long term.
And speaking of pension funds, Michigan Pension Fund maintains Bitcoin ETF investment, adds Ether to their investment. So they went ahead and picked up state's pension fund increased by roughly 1 million since being reported. So same thing going on to what John said about, remember there's only 21 million Bitcoin and all these institutions are buying it. I seen it was a post. It was on Twitter. It was from somebody respectable that said institutions bought more Bitcoin in one day than all the Bitcoin that gets mined in a month. So that's just crazy. Take that into consideration. You know what I mean? And playing off of that, Bitcoin ETFs add billions of dollars ahead of U.S. election. Investors are fast throwing cash at new Bitcoin ETFs. And we learned that the ETFs already comprise of over 5% of the Bitcoin supply. How long is it going to take before that's 10%, 15%, 20% of the supply is locked up in ETFs? Connected directly to TradFi, where they're manipulating it and everything like that. I think that is when we'll see Bitcoin turn more into like the SPY or gold, where very little fluctuations. It'll become more stable. The ETFs will own so much of it, they'll be able to manipulate it on the market. So that's the other, the one I have. So last week, 2.2 billion hit funds, giving investors exposure to digital coins and tokens from CoinShare shows. The European asset manager tracks digital asset funds all over the world. Most of the money came from American investors wanting to gain exposure to Bitcoin via spot ETFs. CoinShare said the funds approved in January give Americans the ability to share. So we know all this, you know what I mean? Now at a total of 29.2 billion has been plugged into all crypto funds year to date. A new record last week, the Bitcoin ETFs collectively surpassed the milestone of 1 million Bitcoin assets. So we believe euphoria around the prospect of a Republican victory was the likely reason for these inflows, as they were in the first few days of last week. As polls turned, though, we saw minor outflows on Friday, highlighting how sensitive Bitcoin is in the U.S. elections at present. So the tides have been turning. Some whale, I think they bet like 3 million that on Polymarket that Harris was going to win. So now they're kind of leveled back out a little bit. You know, some poll came out saying that Harris was going to win Wisconsin. So it kind of leveled out a little bit. But the point is that people are buying Bitcoin, and it's getting more and more scarce, and it's only going to get scarcer, you know, especially as it becomes more and more relevant in the world, and the demand goes up and supply stays steady. It's just going to increasingly shoot to the moon. So I thought John was going to talk about this because I noticed he pulled this up. The RWA play. So Citibank or Citi and Fidelity announced a chain money market fund. Basically, they're just going with the proof of concept, which was set to be displayed at Singapore FinTech November 6th, is a tokenized money market fund with an embedded foreign exchange swap for efficient on-chain money management. And this is another thing. We're seeing more and more people get into these RWAs, these tokenized swaps, these tokenized money market funds. You know, that's essentially like what Ondo is. That's what like Pendle is. That's what like Goldfinch is. That's all these players getting in and tokenizing assets. So it's here to stay. The adoption is happening. We're still early, but are we really that early? So the total RWA value, which largely consists of private credit, is up 41% over the last year. These MMFs will contribute to the U.S. Treasury debt portion of the total on-chain RWA valuation, which currently makes up about 18% of total market capitalizations. So RWAs, definitely the way to go. I did hear that stat that they're really not going to be extreme until next cycle, but we'll see. Michigan. Chamath Palahapitiya says U.S. economy in the toilet if not for government distortions. Hear what he means. So basically, he says in this article that all this good economic growth, this is just like one huge rant from him. But all this economic growth that they're showing us and telling us, the GDP and this and that, he says if you look at the data and you take what the government is putting money into or sustaining, if you take that out, that we're not doing anything, that we're like an extremely stagnant economy. So, and it kind of shows with the job market report that came out last week. 100,000 expected, and we only got like 28 or 12,000 because the actual payroll was 40,000 government and negative 28 on private. You know, so that left us with 12,000 net jobs for October. So if the government, so if you back out the percentage of government consumption that is included in GDP, you start to see a very different picture, which is that over the last 2.5 years, all the economic gains under the Biden administration have largely been through government consumption. Okay. So what that means is that private industry has been standing on the sidelines somewhat. And what actually maps to a lot of this intuition that I've had over the past few months when I've said, I think we're in a low key recession. I don't think we're in a low key recession. I think we're in a friggin' recession. You know,
I think we're in a high key, like only not in a recession because the chips haven't fallen yet.
right?
Right.
Yeah,
But when they fall,
because
like,
the government,
damn, we knew it was too good to be true. But shout out
yeah.
to King David. Shout out to CryptoChips.io. Anybody
Crypto
that
chips.
to get their special crypto merch made for their projects that they're in, or CryptoChips.io. They have some awesome stuff out there. Check it out.
When new Grogger shirt. I know I
Yeah.
should be asking AJ that, but since he's not here and King David is, when new Grogger shirt.
Yep.
So it says, because what I could never figure out is why I would look at the earning transcripts of a bunch of companies who would constantly talk about softening demand. This is a broad-based softening as far as companies experience the economy, but the high-level number is positive, which you would think everything is fine. But when you look at the chart and you back out the percentage of positive news that the government is responsible for, what it means is the economy is flat and the economy isn't growing, which means that roughly there are a bunch of folks that are seeing contraction. And this doesn't surprise me one bit, especially I'll go back to the jobs numbers. They redid the jobs numbers and cut off 800,000 jobs that were supposedly created in like an 8-month period. It was like freaking, what was it? Up until March of this year. So it was like the beginning to March or something like that. So yeah, it's all BS. They're massaging the numbers. We all know it. Let's see here. Hosky. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but he's talking about, the potential revolutionary prospect of integrating ADA with Bitcoin. He goes on to say, so after admitting that for a long time, he was of the opinion that Bitcoin had stopped innovating following the Taproot upgrade. Hoskinson acknowledged that the team working on the world's premier cryptocurrency had found a way to validate a zero knowledge proof using Bitcoin on the mainnet. He said, I was in the group of people believing that Bitcoin had technologically stopped innovating. They got Taproot and it looks like through some clever application, zero knowledge tech and Taproot, they were able to validate zero knowledge proofs using Bitcoin on the Bitcoin mainnet. So he basically goes on to say that if they can create a bridge and create some dApps that will work on the Bitcoin and everything like that, that it's awesome. But he says it has potential. So in effect, provided it proves possible to hide the resulting latency properly, it would enable users to engage with Cardano while having the experience of staying on Bitcoin. So it would engage with our dApps, but it would stay on Bitcoin. That's why my whole thing about this Bitcoin OS, like, how does this really affect Cardano? It seems more like it'll affect Bitcoin because there's no liquidity coming to Cardano. You know what I mean? Charles Hoskinson believes that if possible, such a bridge would be technologically revolutionary while simultaneously benefiting ADA due to the 1.3 trillion held on Bitcoin. Now, if it bridges, if they bridge to Cardano, then obviously, yes, that's going to help with volume and everything like that. It'll be a wrapped Bitcoin. But I don't know we got wrapped Bitcoin on Ethereum. I don't know how many people are going to wrap their Bitcoin to go to Cardano. The multimillionaire, I thought he was a billionaire, described Bitcoin users who would use the integration to interact with Cardano.
Tax season's coming around, bro.
No, it's taxes, right?
He's a millionaire for taxes, bro.
So he claims that the people that interact with Cardano as tourists. Still, it is worth pointing out that while Charles Hoskinson described such a development as high priority, he simultaneously described various technical challenges that need to be overcome, thus planting the bridge in the firm realm of the hypothetical. So that kind of, with Bitcoin OS coming out and they say, and they're going to do this, this, and that on Cardano, but Chucky is saying that the bridge and everything like that is still hypothetical, not put through. I don't know. I'm skeptical. I'm a skeptic. But hopefully we get Bitcoin OS on here and John can ask him the hard-hitting questions.
Yeah, I'm going to say, so how does this get us, how does this pump my bag, sir? That's what I'm going to say at the end of the interview. I'm going to be like, all right, this was a really great interview. I learned a whole lot about the tech. How does this pump my bag?
Right.
Is it going to $2?
How does this pump Cardano?
Yeah.
Is the main question.
Yep. But that's all I got for now. Turns out on Wednesday, I get to take my wife, get to wake up at 1 a.m, take my wife to the airport, make sure she gets there by 2, hang out with her for a little bit. And, it's Monday right now, but just know on Wednesday, I'm going to be, without my wife again. Be cooking my own food, microwave ramen. Don't be sad.
Ay, polocito.
Exactly.
Ay, mijo, tu polocito.
Exactly.
Todos están bien, mijo. Todos están bien.
Oh, jeez. No, but shout out to everybody that joined us today. Thank you, guys. She is gay supporter, child killer, war maker. Oh, thank you, Satoshi.
Who?
Who is she? I am a he, and this is a he. We are he's. We are sirs, sir. Okay?
My pronouns are he, him, sir.
Yeah. No, my pronoun is actually just daddy. You guys can call me Mr. Daddy, Daddy John, whatever you want. But thank you guys for joining us. We will be here live tomorrow at 6 p.m. PST, hanging out, giving you all of the hot honey dip tea on the news. And we're getting back into the swing of things. We appreciate everybody for joining us, and we'll see you next time around. Maybe. Let's try again.